Yo, what's up guys? Singh here again. What's going on, man? 3 days in a row. Crazy. I have a comment here from Ali, and he was asking me if I could make a video about zeroing a keep with every type of rally and discuss everything in detail. Yeah, so I've done videos before where I've talked about a full rally sequence and why we're sending what we're sending in full detail. This may be repetitive to a lot of people, and a lot of people may know this already, so apologies if that's the case, but this is for newer players, I guess, in C4, C5, people who have just kind of come and are getting, kind of familiar with rallying and maybe need some help with decision making. So let's do it. I'm going to go through the full sequence we've done on WagiiMonster over here, and I'll go through why we did what we did, and maybe you guys can scale this down to your size alliance and take a similar approach to a smaller keep, because the same tactics would apply. So the first thing we did was go for a siege. So the reason we go for siege first is we want to weaken his siege so that when we range him, we can get to his calves a little bit easier. So, siege will help defend against range, especially the T10 and T9 siege. So if we're sieging him and we get rid of T9 and T10, we'll be getting to his calves much quicker. And that's the reason why we do it. It also just performs really well, but yeah, Siege just sits in the back of the defense, and all his troops are up front, the calves and the ground, even the range, everything just sits up in front of it. So if we're able to attack, everything in the back and destroy that, whatever can just shoot at everything sitting behind, before we take out everything in the front, it just makes it easier going forward. So that's why we did the big siege first, to take out those backline troops. We took out the T15 and the 14 and most of the 13. And if anyone is building a keep, 14 and 13 is what I would recommend building, specifically 13. So you have a stronger backline siege with the long range. This is the unit to build, specifically 13 and 14, probably 13. 15, I don't know yet if that's still good to build or not. It's expensive, it takes a lot of gold. Still don't know if it tanks well, it gets targeted first. I don't know. Siege is strong, so I probably wouldn't do T15 siege. Probably would do T13 siege, a lot of it. So yeah, that's why we did siege first, to open that up. But the first siege didn't really get his T10 and T9 siege. So you'll see on the range, 5.8, still good. Honestly, could have been better, which is kind of weird to say. But I'm guessing because, let me see what his siege did. The T10 and 9, yeah. So imagine he didn't have the T10 and T9 siege, but yeah, T10, T9 siege, as usual, doing really well to defend against range. And yeah, we got all the way down to his T12 calves. We killed everything else, but yeah, we probably should have done one more siege. But after you do the siege and get that deep, you have two choices. You can kill, go for the calves right away, or you can go for the siege. It's just a coin flip. It's really not a big deal, depending on what marches are out. Really, you can't be perfect every time, but depending on the size of the keep and where everyone's troops are, you can do range or you can do a siege. So we just did a range there. And then here's the second siege. Now, I explained in my last, or 2 videos ago, why the second siege always goes better. It's because of the range. 15, 14, 13 have the longer range. And now you can see this keep does not have 15, does not have 14, has I know 11 mils a lot, but relatively, right? Because one of our marches has 4.5 mil big siege. Relatively, right? Got a lot of marches there. Relatively small amount of big siege. So that melts. T12 isn't in range. See, look how little T12 has counter kills. It doesn't have many counter kills because we're outranging the T12. we outrange it and we kill it before it can kill us. And we probably outranged most of the T11. And eventually the T11 got in range to get counter kills, but it took a while. And we probably got to the T10 and the T9 before they got in range to get counter kills. So these are just free kills. And then I'm guessing we just wiped all the siege down. Yeah, and then the unit and his defense that was able to get to our siege fast enough to get kills are his cavaliers. So you see the unit that gets the kills, it's the cavaliers. And again, it's because maybe some ground too, maybe. I don't know. It seems like it's just calves, but anyway, so let's see how much range we killed. All right, we killed 6.8 mil T15 range. So the after siege is gone, in a defense, when you siege it, the next time it'll start killing ranged troops, which is useful for setting up a cav. But think of how this defense is set up now. It is now a keep with ground, range, and some cavs. With cavs. That's how the defense is set up, and we know this from experience, like what it looks like. And it's got 21 build power worth of that. So like, there's always estimates going on in our head, well, my head, of like what this keep looks like. So then I know it needs another range, right? Because we only got to T12 calves, and we kill all his low tier calves and everything, and we probably killed some range too, because that was a holy crap range hit. Let's see, we killed some ground, yeah. And T15 range, T14 range. Okay, yeah. So we killed a lot. All his calves are gone, and I know this because his range is dying and his ground is dying. Confirm, go all the way to the bottom. His calves are gone. So calves are gone. So now let's think about what position this keep is in, right? Keep has no siege, no calves. It is just ground and range. And even that, his top tier range is weakened. So it's just ground and range. And he's sitting at 14 build power. Ground and range. That's the rally right. That was a solo. Okay. So then we calved him, right? And he had 10 mil range, granted. But he had enough range. See, we used to call this a sacrificial cav back in the day. Oh, good times, man. Cav buff's looking nice, bro. This cav debuff is good too. But yeah, those upper tier ground have really good buffs, and yeah, you tank pretty well. We got through 15, whatever you had there, 14, 13, and he still has ground and range left. And we calved him. Oh no, we grounded him. Okay, so we tried to clear it all, couldn't get it. Yeah, it's 10 mil range still, but tried to get it, couldn't get it. And then they gave him the ground solo. If you want to see what happened after the ground rally, I should have killed. Okay, it did kill some range too, but it killed mostly ground. See if there's any ground left. No. Okay. No ground left. So he's literally just range on my solo. Oh, for some reason he has siege. How do you have a siege, Waggy? He's range and siege. For some reason he has siege. But anyway, that's the full sequence. And we're just one tapping people. Oh, IU took a couple hits. Damn, look at that 9.8 bill. I tried to solo him. That was bad. And then we capped him. But yeah, no, so that's the full sequence. And we, yeah, I hope you guys kind of got something out of that. Yeah, so again, going for those top tier siege first to open up the defense, and then range to take out the calves, and then leaving him as a ground and range keep. Sometimes in that position you could do the calves and ground method to take them out, or you could do the siege method to take out their range and then cav and ground them. I think that's probably better. Ground is a tough troop to get by. When they're in that ground range area, you don't really get crazy reports, to be honest. You get the crazy reports at the front end for the most part when you're taking out their siege and their calves and stuff like that. But in the back end, it's a little bit hard sometimes, depending on how they're built, and if they have rain and stuff like that. But yeah, ground can be a sticky troop, depending on who you're attacking. But anyway, hope that sequence was helpful to run through, and hope you guys got a little something out of it and enjoyed watching the video. So I will see you next time, and have a good one. Peace.